everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making a homemade, non-greasy, shelf-stable goat's milk lotion formula that I believe you will love. I'm going to just show you kind of what it looks like here on the skin. Most of these lotions that are homemade I found are really oily and they just don't absorb well, but this lotion absorbs very well and doesn't leave that oil residue behind, plus it absorbs really fast, so you can already see it kind of in there. But it's a really nice lotion. Give this a try and let me know what you guys think. Okay, so to get started here, we are going to put our pan that we will be using for our lotion on a scale. You want a medium saucepan, and we are going to measure out 10.5 ounces of raw goat's milk. So 10.5 ounces of raw goat's milk. And then I'll zero it out again here. And we'll be doing 10.5 ounces of distilled water. Alright, so 10.5 ounces of raw goat's milk and distilled water. We'll just give that a little bit of a stir. It doesn't really need to be stirred too much. We're going to take it over to a burner here and get this burner going on about a 2 to a 3 or even low heat if you have a really good burner. We are going to slowly heat this until it hits 165 degrees. So you'll want a thermometer and you'll want to continuously read that thermometer and continuously keep this stirred, and you want it to hit 165 degrees. Alright, so we're right at 165, so we're going to remove it from our burner and we're going to start adding a couple extra ingredients to this. We have 1.2 ounces of shea butter. I went ahead and just put a bowl on the scale here, and what I'm going to do is just take some shea butter and try to weigh it into there. So it's 1.2 ounces of shea butter, and if you want your goat's milk lotion to be pure white, don't use yellow shea butter, because I use yellow shea butter. But we want 1.2 ounces, so it's not a lot, a couple spoons. 1.2. So 1.2 ounces of shea butter into the warm milk. And this is just so that these ingredients will kind of melt into there. And then we'll make sure we zero it out again. And then we're going to be adding 1.8 ounces of avocado oil. So I have avocado oil, 1.8 ounces. Okay, 1.8 ounces avocado oil. And then we're going to do 0.9 ounces, make sure that zeros. 0.9 ounces of sweet almond oil. Make a mess here. Okay, so 0.9 ounces of sweet almond oil. And then I'm going to stir this stuff until that shea butter melts in there. And that's why you want to add it to this warm milk. That way the ingredients combine properly and melt properly into it. And yes, you can buy shea butter in just like pure white shea butter. That way you don't get that yellow tinge to your products. It doesn't bother me any, but some people like their lotions to be pure white instead of a little bit of yellow. So as soon as it's melted into there, we're going to add a couple more ingredients to this. So almost there. It looks like there's one little. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and measure out the next couple ingredients here. We are going to be adding 1 ounce of stearic acid. So we have stearic acid right here. I have a plant-based cosmetic and food grade. I'm going to be adding 1 ounce to this. So okay. 1 ounce of stearic acid. And then next we'll be doing 1.2 ounces of emulsifying wax. So I have emulsifying wax here. And we want 1.2 ounces. Alright, and those are all of our ingredients for now, and what we're going to do, I'm going to stir it with my spoon here one more time. And then what we are going to do is we are going to blend this for 2 to 5 minutes with an immersion blender. I have done this just with a whisk and my hands, so if you don't have an immersion blender, feel free to do it that way. That is actually my soap that I showed you, or my lotion that I showed you me trying on. That's the one that I made with just a hand whisk, and it turned out just fine. It always helps to have an immersion blender for soaps and lotions made at home, so if you have it, do use it. 2 to 5 minutes is what you want to go for this. Alright, so it's been 4 minutes. I'm going to let this mixture cool down to between 113 degrees to 140 degrees. So we'll see what it's sitting at right now. You definitely want it to be below 140, but I always do it closer to about 120. And we are definitely close on that. I'm going to let it cool down for just a couple minutes here, and then we'll come back and we'll add a preservative and whatever fragrance oil we want to use. Alright, so our lotion has cooled down to 120 degrees, and I'm going to go ahead and add our Optifin. This is a preservative for our lotion. This is what makes it shelf stable. So you want Optifin. It is a natural preservative. We are going to add 0.4 ounces. Of Optifin. And then 0.2 of a fragrance oil of choice, or you can just leave this soap unscented. I'm actually going to use an orange. Yep, so 0.2 ounces of fragrance oil of choice. And then you'll just blend this for another minute with the immersion blender. and it will be all done. It starts to thicken up pretty quick, so you'll probably notice it already getting thicker. About a minute to make sure all those oils and the preservative get in there really good is what you'll want. And then this is your lotion. It is all done. You'll want to store it in whatever container of choice. It'll be about 28 ounces. So I'm going to just pour it in here. And do not put the lid on your container. You want any condensation not to sit on the top of this lotion. So if we have condensation on the top of this lotion, it will end up not letting it preserve properly, and it would not be shelf stable, and it would go bad really fast. So this stuff is shelf stable. It'll last for at least a year just sitting on a countertop. You have to wait between 24 to 48 hours to put a cap over it. So basically you just leave it, let it cool really good, and then when it is all cooled off, you'll notice that it's thick like the other lotion I just showed you in the beginning of this video, which is this container here. You'll notice that it's really thick. It'll be about that color, and you'll be able to go ahead and put a cap on it after 24 to 48 hours, and it will be shelf stable, and it is a wonderful lotion. The next thing I do have to show you guys is also going to be my goat's milk soap bars, and I'm also going to be doing goat's milk shampoo bars too in a recipe. This one right here that I just did is actually orange spearmint, and I think it turned out really, really good. Let me know if you guys tried this recipe and if you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I will be getting out more goat's milk recipes here soon. Hopefully those soap bars that I showed you guys, and also hopefully some shampoo bars, and then I'll also be doing sourdough recipes here soon. And before long, that garden harvest is going to come in, and we will be doing some canning videos.